last one since we're talking about we've been having fun on this one. We'll be back to serious stuff next week, y'all.
So
Potentially.
we always got to be serious.
Yeah, because I know people like, oh, this wasn't even serious. Yeah, y'all ain't talking about the real issues. All right, Kevin Frazier. Is this his show or what is this that Kevin Frazier?
So I'm guessing that Kevin Frazier has a podcast. Like I do know that he used to have like a blog back in the day.
Okay.
That focused on like Black media, pop culture, things like that. So I'm guessing this is him getting into the podcasting space with this clip that
and
he posted.
Clip of Kevin Frazier's show with it's him and it looks like 3 or 4 black successful Black women, and this will happen.
Community, Black women, we run shit. We run shit, right? And that can be incredibly intimidating.
Why you gotta do? Why do you gotta go to the? We're intimidated. Y'all are too intimidated to be with us. That is come on.
Yes, that is a thing.
Go ahead.
That is absolutely a thing.
Go ahead.
We are the most educated demographic. We run businesses at the highest rate. We are starting businesses at the highest rate. We are running our households.
Why are you lonely?
Because Black men sometimes can be intimidated by the success of a career-driven Black woman.
So you're saying we're scared?
That's precisely what I'm saying.
You're saying Black men are scared? To be with Black women who are successful.
When you have actually experienced dating somebody who is legitimately jealous of you, then I think that you have the standing to say that that exists.
I can't pick for you.
As a man who has celebrated Black women his entire life, who is married to a very successful Black woman, why does it always have to be that Black men are scared, or they're upset, or they're doing something, or they're intimidated? Stop blaming Black men. Just like we don't blame Black women. Stop blaming Black men.
All right, Don.
I'm gonna push back. Okay, so let's start with this. We want to say some, not all. So I want to lead the conversation with that. So I'm going to push back on Kevin Frazier's statement saying, stop blaming Black women. We don't blame Black women, when that is not true. Some Black men do blame Black women for certain things. Like we've seen the conversation, we just talk about interracial relationships. And so we've seen the conversation surrounding why some Black men don't date Black women. When they make excuses for why they date other races of women, it comes at the expense of them tearing down Black women. When it's like, just do what you want to do and leave us out of it. It's not that deep for us. Leave us alone, because we're going to do what we're going to do, and we're going to date who we want to date. Now, I can relate to this young lady in a sense, because that is something that I've been consistently told. I'm going to say mainly when I was in the Midwest. When I moved to LA, dating looked a lot different for me. Where I started dating interracially, because a lot of the men, some of the Black men that I would come into contact with, not all of them, would say that they don't date Black women. So I can only speak from my lens, right? And so, especially like being in the Midwest, coming from a small town, because St. Louis is a small town. Like let's
no, it's a small city. Don't say
I'm a pushback. It's a small town, but that's
small town. You know what a small town is?
St. Louis.
No, small town is like Albuquerque, New Mexico. That's you can't even. St. Louis is the 17th, 18th biggest city in the country. What are you talking about?
St. Louis is not a sprawling, thriving city.
It's the 17th, 18th biggest city in the country.
That's low. That's less. You low.
That's not a town.
But when we also think about the measures of St. Louis, people are consistently leaving St. Louis. So it is.
I got that, but it's not a town.
I said what I said, and I'm moving on.
It's not a town.
No, this is why I can say that St. Louis is a small town. It's like Cheers. Everybody knows your name.
That Chicago's like that.
I don't know Chicago.
I don't even live in Chicago, and I can go up there and beat people from college.
Anyway, that's the census is not on the menu right now of how many. I'm saying that's how I feel. St. Louis gives me small town.
I'm interrupting you.
Anyway, so I saw that to say when you have like, oh, I want to, so like, for example, I've always been transparent about wanting to move to Los Angeles, have, like do entertainment journalism, maybe, like do some acting and things like that. A lot of people would say that based on what my dreams and goals were in life were intimidating, or it could just be simply my appearance, it's just my look. I have had a guy tell me that, oh, you're too good for me. Like, I think you're a nice person, but I think you're too good for me based on what you want. I have been told so many times that I have been intimidating as they get to know me, or just even to approach me just based on certain things alone. Like I said, like appearance, the way I carry myself, the way that I move. And I'm just like, what? I just walked in, but also understanding energy and how it can shift. I can shift the energy. And what she's talking about is, to a certain extent, is something that we talked about with the Destiny Child. Kelly Price situation. And she talks about the destiny swapping when I bring that up. And so I have had girlfriends that have also been in situations where it comes across where some men are jealous of their success. Instead of making them feel like, oh, I have this strong woman, it makes me want to be a better version of myself. So let me get in my bag and, like, whatever it is that you will want to do, it comes sometimes at a negative connotation for us. So I get what she's saying. I think the verbiage is a little off-putting here, which is why Kevin Frazier is taken aback by what she's saying. I think that, so I think there is a little truth, but I can only speak through my experience and what has happened to, in the conversation amongst my girlfriends and I. But, I had a homeboy where I had a conversation about this because this is how I even saw it. And he was saying that nobody wants to be with a woman like her, regardless of how attractive she is, how smart, because she is in center. I guess he felt like she was arrogant and like pompous behavior. Like she felt like she was entitled to having a man based on those accolades.
Go ahead.
So the conversation he and I had, and we've been having all day about this, he's telling me a little bit about his experience, and he acknowledged that, okay, maybe my verbiage in this upset, conversation, I should have said some women, because, there's a difference in what's happening. But I explained to him, I said, when we talk about upbringing as Black Americans, and we can go into white supremacy and everything, but I can only tell you what it looked like for me and in my household, based on, things that, my mom or my aunt, grandmothers have experienced. Women are taught to be independent. We have to be go-getters. We have to get the degrees. We have to get the letters. We have to have the job. We have to have the career, all these things. And then once you have all of that, then the man will come or whatever. And whereas for men, y'all are trained and conditioned to be very goal driven. It's very linear for y'all. For us, it's like squiggly lines, but this is the goal. You have to provide, you have to do this, because in order to have money and to have a relationship, you have to have money in order to have a relationship and a partner and a kid, because you have to be able to provide for them. So it looks different. And so I think that's the conversation too, is both parties having to unlearn things in order to create a partnership. What are your thoughts?
First of all, some men are intimidated by women that are successful in general, period. I don't think that's a Black man thing, though. And that's the one thing that kind of got me with that.
And that's why I said I think her verbiage was off.
Black men, like, we the only ones that it's all. How you think we in this country the way we are right now, and them trying to take shit away from women? If it wasn't white men that was upset about shit, it ain't Black men upset about. It's white men upset about that women are getting shit going on. So it shouldn't be put in the seat of Black men. That was my first point. Second, Hey man, some of these women are shitty women though too, and that takes a lot of stuff away from women. Some of these women being shitty.
Yeah.
And the same thing for men on them being like, I can't find no good one. Nigga, you are an asshole. That's why you ain't got no
real.
chick. And that takes that away just because I'm successful. I got a little bread. You're an asshole. And you're not fun to be around. And you're not convenient. You're not compromising. You're not none of these different things. That's why you ain't got no woman or no man.
I think
situation. And I think she was like saying like, and black women are doing this. Do you know black men still are the majority of the breadwinners when we're talking about a male on female relationship? So I'm trying to figure out where she was saying that like this is the dynamic when men are still contributing. She was basically like, you need to like, it was almost like you need to be just respect what I'm doing, because it was the era of it. And I don't know this young woman.
Yeah,
it was the era where she was saying it that made me put me off.
That's why I was saying. No, I think that's fair. I think, and so
I don't know her. I don't know what, but the way she was like, basically, I'm a boss bitch, and you want to be the boss bitch. You need to bow down to a boss bitch and just get down and lay down, nigga. Like that's the kind of like, I mean,
cool your jets.
But no, that's why I was saying. She ain't been around no real niggas though, because the real niggas that let her talk all that shit still try to crack her back and let it keep it moving.
But that's why I think the verbiage here was a little off-putting. I can see how someone could be taken aback by her statements, but I was able to get through that. I was able to get through that to get to the meat of what she was saying, and based on my experiences in dating, just as an adult in general, being, what it's like in the Midwest, what it's like in LA, y'all know, like.
And they're in LA though, so this is a different.
I would assume LA, because like I said, but everybody isn't Kevin Frazier either, and that's like I said, knowing his wife, knowing that she has a great job, like has helped me, when I was in a situation before, like I like knowing them, and so but everybody isn't like Kevin been on for a minute, you know what I mean? So you on TV, and not saying that doesn't make you be confident or anything, Goldra, because you can still have insecurities, but he never strikes me as that type of guy. Nice energy, nice couple, beautiful family. But I think it's one of those things where when he said, "Why are you lonely?" I was just like, I think we need to break down a little more of what's happening, because it's not about being a boss. It is about so many different things. Like you talk about her, we talk about masculinity. Oh, women are too masculine or whatever. And I'm like, I would push back. Like I told my homeboy, he was like, "Oh, she has a lot of masculine energy." I was like, no, I think
no, it's not that. You just an asshole.
I was like, I think there's a level. Like I said, I can speak from my life as being conditioned to be hyper independent, because you just never know what things look like.
And I don't mean Lily, I don't know if you're an asshole or not. I'm just saying you giving that.
No, I get how you could say that based on the verbiage and the tone behind the message that she's trying to convey, right? So us being able, like I'm talking to you and we're having a healthy conversation about surrounding this. And so I was explaining to my homeboy, I was like, I wouldn't say that it was masculine energy. I would say it would be more toxic. Once we started breaking down, different things, I was like, because I think we assume when we talk about masculinity and when we say what certain traits are, I told him, I said, I would challenge you because those are toxic traits. So when we talk about misogyny, toxic masculinity, you have to, versus masculinity, you have to really put that emphasis on toxic. And then we talk about women and submission and being able to rest in our femininity. And I would like to say again, I've said it here before, that some men want women to be feminine to a certain extent. Mm-hmm. But in order for women to really fall into that, men got to learn how to lead. And every man doesn't know how to lead. And we talk about oh, you need to pick better and all that stuff. It's only so many people anyway. So yes, while we should be having better pussy management and dick management, as we like to say here, some people still need to have a lot of work
I agree.
that they need to do on themselves. And so how can we work through this together to show up for each other, to be better versions of ourselves, so we can get over that hill?
I mean, I think it's a both part thing. It's not just one, because in that conversation, even in the other men and passport bros and all those fucked up red pill dudes and all that shit, it's a thing of like, y'all gotta do better. No, man, it's a situation where everybody's got to work together on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not just give a little bit. Somebody's gonna come, and if the person don't want to give you none, then they shouldn't be fucking with you anyway. So why you worried about? Why you worried about the people? My thing is, why you worried about the people that and don't want to rock with you? Is all for men or women when they be like saying these crazy things of like, yo, they don't want to fuck with a nigga that's 5'9". Fuck it. If you don't want to fuck with a nigga that's 5'9", that's cool. Why am I want to rock with people that don't want to rock with me?
Nick, do you know how long I've been trying to date like a 6'3" nigga? They like women that are 5'2". And that's okay. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. And I think
rock with the niggas that rock with you.
And I think that is the conversation that we have to have surrounding a lot of the divisive conversations.
And honestly, let the game swallow them up. I'm just saying, though, when you got all these standards and all this bullshit, let the game swallow them up, because the game gonna get you. When you doing some dumb shit, the game gonna get you. So I ain't gotta worry about what I feel about it, because the game will get you.
Yeah, I think it's a conversation of I always go back to know your role and stay in your lane. Because when you swerve out,
stick to the original like you used to.
Yeah, and while having a level of delusion is great, it's a lot of y'all have to live in reality. you know what I'm saying? Like it's one thing to elevate yourself, to do the work, on the externally and internally, to maybe, move into a certain lane. So you in lane 1, okay, so now you in lane 2, and then you trying to get over here to 4, where the women like me was at. I'm just kidding. But I say all that to say, you know what I mean? I say all that to say is that that's the reality of the situation. And so you can't be who's a famous nerd like Steve Urkel, and you trying to get with Laura, but you got Myra right here who's just as bad. They in different lanes, but Myra is rocking with you, but you so hyper fixated on Laura and trying to fit a circle into a square peg.
And playing yourself.
And that's what it is. And so when you finally get with Laura's only checking for you when you were Stefan.
When you try to change your who you were.
You had to, exactly. Like, it is okay to be a nerd. You can be a cool nerd, whatever. Your girl can make you over. Like, okay, we need to do something about your wardrobe a little bit, but you're still the same. Like, you're still a great guy. It's nothing with upgrading your wardrobe and being kind to people, because what happens sometimes is that the nerd gets the upgrade and they become a jerk. It's like, and it never works out for you.
For sure. You're correct.
Yeah. So I think that is also like the reality that people have to live in. So I just see this is why I be at home watching King of the Hill.
My whole thing is let the game be the game.
And that's what but it's also understanding the game. Like,
yeah.
And I think that's where people think they got like the game B, but it's always been the game. It's never gonna change.
It's always the game.
It's never gonna change.
Never gonna change. It may evolve, but it's never gonna change.
It's always gonna be a Drake that's gonna pay for somebody.
It's always gonna be that kind of guy.
It's always gonna be that. It never changes. I've been in a situation where I've dated, like men with so much, and then it's like over the late night dinner or a glass of wine, and where they're feeling a little loosey goosey, and they really start telling their story, like, oh, I always wanted to date women that look like you or whatever. And it's just like, okay, what prevented you from dating women that looked like me. Oh, I didn't have the confidence, or when I tried to date them, I just didn't know how to keep them or whatever, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, I don't know if this is the person for me because this is a lot. And I like you because I like you because you're a nerd. I love a nerdy dude. I love a quirky dude because I'm like, it's can only be one jerk in a relationship, okay? Sometimes I'm a little bit of an asshole.
It only can be one. It can't be two.
It can't be two. Sometimes
somebody got to fall back.
Somebody got to fall back. But that also, I think that was an interesting conversation, and I'm looking forward to checking out that full episode. Yeah.
All right, Dom.
Hey y'all, if y'all like what y'all see here on Everyone Needs an Aquarius, be sure to like, subscribe, and share our podcast with your friends because we got all the tea. And if you want to check out more stuff from us, be sure to hit that button right there on the right side so you can see other stuff and again share with everybody.